Hi, my name's Kate. I'm one of the lucky primate keepers here at Taronga Western Plains Zoo, and we right now are in front of our breeding troop of ringtail lemurs. So I'm super excited to talk to you about them today because they are probably one of the most iconic lemur species that we have. They are most recognizable by their 13 alternating black and white stripes along their tail, but they're actually one of over 100 lemur species that are endemic to Madagascar, which is an island off the southeastern coast of Africa. In the wild, they are in groups that are called troops. So they usually range from 3 to 30 individuals. Our group behind us is 18. So we've got 1 adult male, 7 adult females, and 10 of their offspring, who ages range from about 2.5 to 3.5. So troops are led by a dominant female, so they build their status by social bonding within the troop. This is done by grooming each other, huddling, and just helping each other find food. So in the wild, they'd use their status to actually maintain their territory, find water sources, and lead the troop to those things. They also share the childbearing responsibility amongst the group, so it's kind of a community affair when they're rearing their young. So females will stay within their family troops pretty much for their lifetime, whereas males will move on to different groups or try to establish their own once they reach sexual maturity, which is around the age of 3. Now, we can't be talking about our lemurs without talking about their really unusual tail. So what is it used for? Is there a purpose behind it? Well, there is. There's a few different uses, mostly for communication. So first of all, they will use it as a counterbalance. It's not a prehensile tail, so they can't use it to grab onto things, to swing from tree to tree like monkeys would, but they'll use it to balance as they climb up trees, jump from branch to branch. Most importantly, it's used as olfactory communication. So olfactory is to do with the sense of smell, and that is the lemur's most strong sense. So they use scent marking throughout their territories to kind of claim where their boundaries lie, and they use the tail to help with that. They will pull the tail over them, they'll rub their wrist and just next to their armpits, which is where they have scent glands. So this scent secretion will then be wiped onto their tail, and then they can wipe it on their territory borderlines. So males will also use their tails in stink fights. So this is to fight for dominance, fight for a mate, or fight over a territory, where they'll do a similar thing. They'll bring their tail over, they'll put their scent glands over it, and then they'll wave it above their head so their scent marks the air. And then the male with the strongest scent will win the stink fight. And funnily enough, the females love it. They will go for the stinkiest male. Unfortunately, those stink fights don't hold up against their external threats in the wild. So Madagascar is actually facing mass deforestation, which means the habitats for these guys are really dwindling. Lemurs are forced to go into smaller areas to live, which means their fight for food is much harder, as well as finding mates. So genetic biodiversity does fail in areas of deforestation, as there are no ways to find new troops to move into and pass on these genetics. Another threat they face is hunting. They are hunted for bushmeat and the illegal pet trade, so they are now classified as an endangered species. Fortunately, though, we do a lot of conservation work for these beautiful species, as well as a lot of other species here at the zoo. So the best way you can try to help is actually come and visit the zoo. It's it's an enjoyable way that you can help from Australia, and every dollar you spend here across our 2 sites goes back to our conservation efforts and has the power to protect wildlife. So we would love to see you here soon to come see either our big breeding group here at the ringtail lemur islands or our black and white ruffs and male bachelor breeding group at the Savannah Lake. So thanks so much for listening, and we hope to see you at the zoo soon.